Hello, welcome to another Looney Tunes review video. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to follow my journey to review all 1000 classic Looney Tunes shorts and give this video a like as well. So this is a review for Buddy's Lost World, released in 1935. It's the 104th in the series and it's directed by Jack King. As you may gather while watching this review, there's no official disc release of this short, and this one's one of those ones I'd like to see restored. It's got some really nice backgrounds, and I'll go through all that in this review. Can't show you the full cartoon here due to copyright on YouTube, but essentially, Buddy heads out to the Lost World for some reason that's never explained. The dog goes off on a little adventure, they encounter some dinosaurs, and they end up in a caveman village where they're about to be eaten alive. So, it's one of those shorts, so, yeah. If you can find this short, definitely give it a watch. It's a very bizarre one. So let's take a look at this short and the name itself, Buddy's Lost World. This short is based upon the novel The Lost World by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and if that name sounds familiar to you, that's the person that created Sherlock Holmes. In that novel, the main character goes on an expedition to the Amazon to where prehistoric animals are still around. And the novel is in the public domain, so it can be easily found if you want to read it. It might be a little bit dated at this point, but, you know, it's funny how that's in the public domain and this short isn't, given that hardly anyone would even want to see this one. But anyway, but like with all Looney Tunes adaptations, this adaptation is very, very loose, but that's where the thing comes from. But say what you want about this short if you do end up watching it. The first minute or so is hilarious. It is so weird and bizarre. I found myself laughing a lot, and the rest of the short just pales in comparison as a result. So, in this opening, first up, you got Buddy. He's a captain of a quote-unquote ship of sorts that looks like a piece of wood with an old car motor on the front, complete with an old-timey radiator, no sights to this boat, no supplies, and a dog I'm assuming that he will eat once he realizes he has no food because he has no supplies there. The more I see this boat, it's just ridiculous. And the cherry on top is the audience cheering, who then presumably drown to their death once Buddy takes off. Because the whole thing just collapses. It is really, really stupid, but I gotta admit, I had a really big chuckle over just the ridiculousness. But we're back to reality, and we see that, yes, it's a Buddy short, and we see Buddy, and the dog's name is Bozo. Once again, he seems to call his dog Bozo. I don't know why, but anyway, they head off to this island. Why? We don't know. There could have been maybe a sentence. Oh boy, Bozo, I sure hope we find that treasure from this map. Anything, something. But anyway, I'll let you guys come up with a reason why they're going off to this island. Maybe he had a fight with Cookie. I don't know. But anyway. And he goes, oh boy, it's the Lost Island. And he acts all excited. But again, why are you here, Buddy? You don't have supplies for an expedition. Again, you have to treasure. I don't know. But it's just, some of this is funny in spite of the short, not because of what's actually happening. But anyway. So we see a weird gag, seeing Bozo smelling footprints that seem to have a life of their own. Why? I don't know. I mean, this place does have prehistoric life, but reanimated footprints? Yeah, it's a bit of a stretch, but whatever. And it leads him through the forest. It's clearly building to something here, and you're going to notice that the first part of this short, you're not going to see that much of Buddy, and I think Jack King had the right idea that Buddy is simply not that interesting of a character. So, in a cinematic fashion, we see that there was a dinosaur there as well, and the dinosaur smelling Bozo, who's also smelling the footprints, come to life, and when Bozo finally notices this dinosaur, he's running really fast, and he sounds like an ambulance or something, but whatever. Whatever. And he ends up seeing a large native skipping a rope for some weird reason, and then he tumbles a heck of a lot for, again, whatever reason. This short is completely all over the place, but anyway. And we see an old caveman digging a hole for some reason, so I'm assuming that this is like a dog-like caveman. There's no intelligence here, but whatever, we just go for it. And Bozo and the Caveman, they notice each other, and yeah, the Caveman is going to be the dog in this short, more so than Bozo apparently, but anyway. And this Caveman has an oversized bone for some reason. And yeah, Buddy is still out of the picture for a while. Again, Buddy's just not that interesting, unless he's drowning people like in the beginning of the short. But anyway, it actually kind of reminds me of a lot of the 1940s Mickey shorts, where you see Mickey in the beginning that might go somewhere, but then Pluto becomes the focus until the absolute end of the short. It's definitely got those vibes here, though I doubt that the Disney studio in the 40s rehashed some of these Buddy shorts for any reason. But anyway, so Bozo thinks he's found a small bone, but he ends up pulling out a whole skeleton and he becomes trapped somehow. Sure, okay, fine. And we finally see Buddy, but what was he doing that entire time? We don't know. Again, why is he here? Anyway, so Buddy's now at the dinosaur's head, which is actually different to the head in the shot before when Bozo pulled him out, but whatever. Would have been probably just different animators. You'd hope for some consistency, but whatever. And of course the scale is different now too compared to the previous shot, because I guess they were kind of winging it when making some of these shorts apparently. And we get a little scene that's a bit unnecessary of Bozo licking Buddy and slightly scaring him. So Buddy's just looking on and yeah, I don't know why this scene's in there, but it is what it is. And now Buddy ends up being fascinated by this caveman dog guy. And you know, I mentioned this before, but this short may be strange, and it's weird. It is bizarre, but I would love to see this restored, though. Because if you look at the backgrounds, even in this, I don't know, 5th generation VHS, I don't know what generation this would be, but it's not the greatest. It would have been taped off of Nickelodeon, I'd say. The backgrounds look incredible, at least, so if they're going to restore any more Buddy shorts, which we all know that's high on their priority list, you know, to do all the Buddy shorts. We know all this, even if they don't want to admit it. This is definitely one of the candidates that they should do. There's nothing racist about this one, so I think it'd be pretty safe to do. And I'm shocked to see that suspicious-looking man-eating flower happens to be a man-eating flower. Not sure how the flower's so big now, but it actually looks good in that short. But for some reason, its digestive tube is a tunnel and a slide under the ground. Oh, all right. This is just one fever dream, really, this whole short. You know, I would say don't take any substances before watching this one. Otherwise, you would be, you know, in for a hell of a trip, I'd say. And the tree literally poops Buddy out. I never thought I'd say something is going to poop Buddy out, but here we are. They've officially run out of ideas, but this is actually one of the last few Buddy shorts anyway, so I'm guessing they're just running down the clock before they try the new idea, which of course is going to be Beans and Porky, and then Porky becomes their star. And we see a caveman village of sorts, and actually we're going to see some examples of village life, though we don't see too many. Now, there are no horses, but there are some cavemen who are horses, so the others can play croquet. Is there like a hierarchy system here, whether you're a horse or not? I don't know. I'm overthinking this one, guys. I really am, but it's so bizarre. And we hear the other cavemen, all effeminate, saying, well, for heaven's sakes. It's possible that's come from a radio show or a movie, but I can't see where it's come from. So if you know what radio show or movie, assuming it is from there, that sort of line comes from, definitely let me know in the comments. Because it sounds like, with the way it's delivered, that it would be from that. So then Buddy proceeds to slide down a pole, or so he thinks. He ends up being a dinosaur in a nice little shot there. And Jack King is, of course, if you've seen Buddy's Bearcats, you know, the greatest short ever made. He tends to do all these weird shots, although I noticed as his directing career goes on at Warner Brothers, he does less and less elaborate weird shots. And we see the 3 cavemen who are clearly meant to be the 3 Stooges, who by this point were starting to get really popular with their own series. So they were with Ted Healy for some movies, and then they ended up starring in their own short series. And yeah, by 1935, the first few shorts of that series came out, and they proved to be a major hit. So we'll definitely be seeing some more Three Stooges references as we go along. Oh, and I'm guessing now Buddy is friends with this dinosaur, And somehow he's got an apple in his pocket, so I guess he didn't need major supplies in the beginning because he's got apples in his pockets. Sure, okay. And so the three cave stooges now look at trapping Bozo for some reason on what looks to be an oversized mousetrap. Well, it is definitely mousetraps, because Buddy ends up springing it. And now Buddy and Bozo are to be eaten. Now, I am going to say that it is very refreshing to see cannibals in a short that are not those stereotypical, poorly drawn African stereotypes. We just got cavemen here, okay? So it's very refreshing that they did something different here. And now a song is to be played in this elaborate dinosaur bone piano thing that you see. Yeah, I'm not sure how they tuned that thing, but anyway. And then for some reason, the two cavemen have this dainty dance that has nothing to do with the story, and they bang each other on the head for some reason, because I guess that's culture for you. So, yeah, there you go. I'll admit I do like the animation of Buddy swirling in that pot, so at least there's, aside from the background, you're going to get some good bits of animation here, even if the whole thing is a bit of a mess. You've got some good bits of animation, then you got some so-so bits of animation here, but they're getting better. And we get another Jack King trademark of weird angles, like of this dinosaur just lifting up its head, looking over, and how big is this dinosaur? Wasn't he smaller before? Like, again, the scale seems to be all over the place with these dinosaurs in this village and all that stuff, but whatever. We're nearly finished with this short anyway. And we end up with the dinosaur attacking and trying to eat the cavemen in the village. And it all ends with the cavemen seemingly killed, and Buddy is still on this island for no reason. Why is he here? I don't know. But anyway. Wow, this short is just so bizarre, and I would say definitely watch this one just because of how bizarre it is. It really feels like that they're just trying desperately anything to make Buddy entertaining in some way. You know, Jack King here tries that initial trick with just not having Buddy at all for a certain section and focusing on the dog, but other than that, they have no idea what they're doing, and sure enough, Buddy's tenure at Warner's is soon to be over, and thank goodness, because reviewing these is been interesting, I can tell you that. This one gets a 5 out of 10, and a lot of that score is for that first minute of that gag, which, again, I think was hilarious, and the short is worth watching for that by the backgrounds. So there you are. But that'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and until next time, take care.